Madonna, I wonder if you were being facetious a moment ago. You said despite your concerns about violence and degradation to women, maybe MTV should consider having an hour for violence and an hour that displays degradation to women, despite the fact that it's broadcast right into people's homes where their children could see it.
Well, I'm saying we already have these videos that display degradation to women and violence that are played 24 hours a day. But yet they don't want to have a video playing that deals with sex between two consenting adults. So I'm saying, you know, where do we draw the line? Why is this good for our 10-year-old to watch, and why is it? And I guess I was being sarcastic, you know, to say, look, give me a chance, you know, let me have my slot, give me a warning label, warn parents so it doesn't take them by surprise, so that they have a chance to take their child away from television, but also warn them about violence and warn them about, you know, scenes and videos that depict degradation to women.
But you know how very hard it is for a parent to control the child having access to TV, and they sit there and they watch MTV all day long. Now,
yes.
Would you, if you were in that parent's position, and it was your 10-year-old, your 11-year-old, would you not be worried about their seeing this kind of stuff?
Well, personally, I wouldn't be worried about it, and this is why. Because I think that sexuality is something that Americans would really rather just sweep up under the rug. And I think that if my video provokes an open discussion, you know, maybe the kids will go and ask their parents these questions, you know, if it provokes an open discussion about sex with their parents, I think this is a really good thing.
But
Okay,
Madonna, you have to help me here. When a 10-year-old sees you chained to the bed, or sees your boyfriend bound up and another woman comes by while you're there, maybe you know that that's a fantasy, and you know that other people are able to deal with all kinds of sexuality, but a 10-year-old is going to get awfully confused here.
Good, then let them get confused and let them go ask their parents about it, and let their parents, you know, explain to them that it is a sexual fantasy and that these things exist in life, like they see violence, okay? It exists in life. It's not a pretty picture necessarily. You know, it's a frightening thing, but it's a reality. Why are we willing to deal with the realities of violence and sexism, and why aren't we willing to deal with sexuality? Why? I mean, the networks won't even play ads on TV that are about condoms, about birth control, about practicing safe sex. We're pretending like we don't have a lot of teenagers that are having sex in the world right now. Why are we, you know, why are we subjecting ourselves to this kind of ignorance?
Look, I'll tell you what their answer is going to be to you. They're going to say, you know what, we really are concerned about these issues, and we really are concerned that our children understand them, but quite frankly, it is our job to instruct our children, and we don't want you on television in the kinds of ways that you're on television giving those images to our children. Thanks anyway.
Well, guess what? They're not doing their job, because the teenage pregnancies in this country have reached, you know, a highest high. I mean, we have sophomores in high school who are having their second babies already, okay? And the rate of AIDS is raising in the heterosexual community at a really frightening rate, okay? So why is that? These parents are not doing their jobs, you know?
There is the question, and I guess this is what you're trying to tell me about, that you're balancing between an artist's need for self-expression, an artist's need to explore any kind of issue, and that certainly includes sexuality, and the responsibility that comes along with the kind of prominence that you have, and the fact that you're a role model for people. And I guess you have to wrestle with that, don't you?
The fact that I'm a role model? I have to wrestle with that.
Well, that there is a responsibility that comes along with your position.
Okay, you know what? I feel that I'm behaving in a very responsible way. If you say I have a responsibility as a mainstream artist, whatever, I feel that I am being responsible, because I am here, as I said at the beginning of the interview, I'm talking about the video is displaying people being honest to each other about their sexuality. They're not alienating anyone, they're not degrading anyone. It's about honesty, it's about the celebration of sex. There is nothing wrong with that, okay? And that is my responsibility. And I'm also very responsible because I do deal with sexuality a lot in my shows and in my music. You know, I promote safe sex whenever I can. I put literature in my albums about birth control and using condoms. I am responsible.
But my point really goes back to that other question, and I'm not suggesting that you're not. I'm just saying that you have to ask yourself, or do you not, the question, when you go into the studio, or when you put on your show, you want to be able to explore these kinds of things, because that's what art is. But at the same time, you have to reflect on what's going to be responsible. So then, do you say, where do I draw the line, or does it keep going further and further?
But as I said to you before, I am being responsible. You know, Where I draw the line is what I said. I don't believe in gratuitous violence, and I don't believe in degradation. You know, the degradation of any human being, okay? And I would never promote those things in any of my art. And I don't.
You've taken some heat, I know, and you would like to have a chance to talk about it from some women who feel that maybe you're not expressing the values that they want feminism to express. For all the way from way back when you wore the belt buckle that said boy toy, to the Material Girl video, which they feel reflects old values of women, even if it was satirical, to express yourself. Do you have an answer to them?
To the feminists?
Who raise that kind of question?
Well, I would like to point out that they're missing a couple of things because, you know, I may be dressing like the typical bimbo, whatever, but I'm in charge. You know, I'm in charge of my fantasies. I put myself in these situations with men, you know, and everybody knows, you know, in terms of my image in the public, people don't think of me as a person who's not in charge of my career or my life, okay? And isn't that what feminism is all about? You know, equality for men and women, and aren't I in charge of my life, doing the things I want to do, making my own decisions?
I don't think anybody would question whether you're in charge of your own life. I do have a last question for you. What is the next sort of thing that we could be looking forward to? Do you have it in mind already?
What is, you mean, you want me to promote one of my products?
No. I'm asking...
My up-and-coming, button-pushing products?
No, that's not the point. The point is, will you continue to explore sexuality in the fashion that you have? Will you try to carry it a little further in a way that...
Well, I don't know. I can't predict what I'm going to feel artistically. I don't think anyone can, but it is a very important issue to me, and I'm sure I will be dealing with it more in the future.
I have no doubt about it. You were kind to talk to us tonight, Madonna. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.